Hey guys, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I thought I'd run you through this fun greeting card. This is the card that we're going to be making Wednesday at Coffee and a Card in my Chicago area studio. It says on the outside, if life gives you lemons. On the inside it says, squeeze it for all it's worth. It's a fun and satisfying but very quick craft. Let's get started. Let's show you the supplies that you'll need from Stampin' Up! I have got my Lemon Zest bundle. It consists of the Lemon Zest stamp set and the Lemon Builder Punch. And we're going to need the Layering Circles framelits for this project because the lemon slice cuts out perfectly with the circle framelit. Alright, Stampin' pads are Old Olive, crushed curry, and basic black. I've got some crushed curry, baker's twine, and the consumables for this are Whisper White. I've got a card base here that's 4 1/4 by 11 and it's scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a piece that is 5 1/4 by I believe 3 1/2. There is going to be a printable project sheet with the measurements on the blog, kitchentablestamper.com. Then you need a scrap of Whisper White for cutting that lemon slice, and a scrap of Old Olive, that's for the punching and stamping the leaves. And then I've got a piece of Designer Series paper. This is from Pick a Pattern. We're going to use the crushed curry, basic black and white stripe side. It's got the little cameras on the other side. This is a great paper pack. I've also got some of these glitter enamel dots here, and we're going to embellish with those. Okay, I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I'm going to protect that with a little piece of scratch paper here. And we're going to stamp some lemons. I'm going to ink up in crushed curry, and I'm going to stamp my first lemon, first generation, on the scrap. And then I'm going to come over here and do a little second generation lemon off the edge of this Whisper White panel. And then I'm going to stamp off another little second generation lemon, and same thing with the last one. Alright, so there's our little lemons. And the Old Olive scrap, we're going to take a look at the direction of the leaf, ink up in Old Olive, and stamp. Okay, so I can now just slide my leaf right into the punch easily because I paid attention to the orientation of the punch. It's going to punch both leaves at one time. And to stamp this second leaf, I'm going to ink up the other leaf with Old Olive, and then I'm going to lay the punch out right on top of the stamp, and then using the other stamp, I'll apply pressure. And there is our second leaf. Alright, next up we need a greeting on the front of our card. Let's bring that back in so you can see what I'm doing. I've got if life gives you lemons. We're going to stamp that kind of up in the left hand corner here. Alright, slide this over and grab our card base. And let's do inside the card. Inside the card, I'm going to take a lemon slice and stamp second generation in the bottom right corner. And then take my inside greeting in basic black and stamp it over the lemon slice. That says squeeze it for all it's worth. Alright, let's get the big shot and cut our lemon slice. Okay, I've got the big shot here and my lemon. I'll just trim that out real quick. Okay, let's assemble. I've got a snail adhesive here, and I'm going to run it all the way down the back side of our sentiment panel. And I'm going to put the crushed curry Designer Series paper, the stripe paper, so that it's got an even border around the bottom and top. And then kind of dry fit it. I'm going to bring in my sentiment panel and follow that same margin. We want it all the way around. Okay, now before we adhere that down, we'll get the crushed curry baker's twine, and we're going to leave a couple of inches hanging off the bottom there, and we're going to wrap around twice and then tie a bow. Okay, so we've got a pretty little bow. Let's trim the tails. Now we're gonna need a lot of dimensionals. All right, turn over this panel, add a couple of dimensionals here. I like to add them either side of the cord. And then in the corners, and then a couple in the center so that the project doesn't flatten out. All right, all my adhesive is exposed, and we'll center this top to bottom, right to left. Then we've got our little lemon and our leaves. I'm going to take a piece of the edge. Okay, so for the little lemon and the leaves, we're going to make that dimensional too. I'm going to cut a piece of the dimensional edge off and put it all the way as close to the edge of the lemon as I can get. Then I'm going to expose the adhesive and adhere the leaves. So we're just sticking them to that little bit of dimensional adhesive there. Okay, we've got them the way we like them. We can add a little more dimension to the back of the lemon. I want my lemons to look like they're kind of bouncing off the page, and we got to be careful that the little leaves don't overlap the sentiment, so watch the placement. And let's embellish with some of these pretty enamel dots. So for this one I've used really, really pale old olive, but for this one I'm going to get really crazy and use the same sizes in the same positions, but I'm going to use these bright yellow ones. And there they are. Life gives you lemons. Squeeze it for all it's worth. All right, if you've got any questions about this project, if you've got any questions about Stampin' Up! Or my Chicago area coffee in a card, email me, Marisa@kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.